Good morning, everybody. Carter Wilkins, and you're here in Cute for Teams, Champions Using Teams Effectively. Glad to see you. This is a Ask Me Anything. If it's your first time, this is just office hours. Ask Me Anything. I think I'm flying solo today, but I normally would have Stacy here as well. But in any case, we will just dive right in, and you have your chat for questions, or you can come off mute if you came here with a burning question. But yeah, we're here for another Cute for Teams. So glad to see you. And if anybody's got a question, have at it. I, of course, can always talk about something because I'm a big geek for Teams. So that won't be a problem either. But I see Heather's hand up. Heather, what you got?
Yeah, Ricardo, I was curious if the shared channels had rolled out to the GCC. I'm seeing them on the commercial side, but I'm not seeing them yet on the GCC side. And I don't know if that's our admin or if it's not available.
So yeah, I was checking on mine too. So I believe there are admin steps, and so as I checked on my GCC tenant, I thought to myself, well, maybe I didn't do the steps yet. I know I did them on my commercial tenant. I've been doing demos of that. But yes, the admins do have to set some like B2C or B2B type settings in their Azure AD. So it's I don't believe it will be something that's just on with nobody's effort, right?
Right. Yeah. So I know that the admins have to go into the Teams admin center and allow shared channels. And then if they want to share those channels with external participants, they need to set up a B2B trusted relationship.
There you go.
I did the research, but what I couldn't find is whether or not it's available in the GCC yet. So I don't know if I need to bug my admin or they can't find it because it's not there for them. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And so yeah, and let me actually send a quick note to some folks that might know. While we wait, I was going to check the roadmap to see if it was specific on anything. So I see Sean in chat says he's here in mid-August for GCC. So that would put us a couple 3 weeks out. I'm going to send a quick note here just in case. So yeah, Sean, I don't know if you've got that from the roadmap site or what, but that I could see that. So I did not see. Yep, that could make sense. So that would be 2-3 weeks after commercial. So that's definitely not unheard of in terms of a time frame. So let's cross our fingers for that one. mid-August then. I am going to, though, in my demo tenant, though, make sure I've done all the steps to make sure that me not seeing it is not just a me thing. But yeah, mid-August. Let me check the chat there. Would you say message center? Okay. We'll begin rolling this out mid-July, expected to be complete by mid-August. Rollout to GCC will begin early August and complete by late August. Great, you guys are, I've trained you well. So you got to the message center, everything. So late August would be a completed rollout. So your tenant may not see it until late August. So let's call it end of August, maybe beginning of September.
Thank you, everyone. When I looked at the message center, I must have just missed it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, and then Sean, I see that. Okay, awesome. So yeah, so that's good info for me too. That keeps me from having to rush and try to troubleshoot my demo tenant. I know now that it's not there, and I just be patient. But all that being said, I'm glad you mentioned it because I was actually going to ask you all, your interest or excitement in it. So many of you know I do Coffee with the Cowbell Thursday night. So I did one last night, and I did a demonstration of shared channels just last night. So I was trying to see if you guys were excited about or had plans for its use. As I have been trying to point out in different webinars, certainly exciting from the perspective of collaborating with external folks in a more seamless way, but also as I demoed last night, lots of great scenarios for internal collaboration. No intent to actually, get with someone externally, but there's still some cool scenarios for your fellow colleagues and team members with this shared channel concept. So maybe by show of thumbs up, you guys planning to use shared channels, or is it? I see a couple. So I'm guessing. Okay, cool. I don't know. So maybe the rest of you, I could imagine a whole bunch of scenarios why the rest of you might not be doing a thumbs up. Maybe the admins aren't ready for it. Maybe don't like a lot of channels, or I don't know. So I'm very excited about it. I've been calling it the next big thing, like bigger than the wheel, bigger than sliced bread. That might be a little bit too much, but and so yeah, Sean has put some nice documentation, some good documentation in the chat for you all as well. So check that out. I see Tim saying that external sharing is complex because of the B2B requirement. Internal sharing will also be helpful. Yeah, I suspect your org and your admins, there'll be some thought about how they want to do this. They'll have to kind of be convinced that Azure AD is going to get it done, which I would think they would come to that conclusion. But yeah, I could see that. But yeah, even if they turn on just internal only, again, you get this, you get a lot of flexibility on how people are able to manage the channels that they're in across different teams. So some nice scenarios there. So looking at the chat, I have a question about the Teams interface in the browser. When I join this meeting, the interface is different than what we see in our tenant. That could be, so you are joining a Microsoft tenant meeting. I don't know if we got something going that's I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're seeing. Certainly could be doing something on our end, that's beyond what the GCC has, but I wasn't aware of anything. But are you seeing anything? Go ahead.
What I'm seeing, Ricardo, is the interface that I see now on the web. I've joined on the web is almost the same as the desktop interface. So the big thing is the call control bar, which floats kind of in the center lower part of the screen on the web interface, is moved up to the upper right corner. And I've seen nothing in any roadmaps or anything about that changing. It would be great if it were coming, because it would then make it the same for whenever, and we use the browser a lot just because of the way we're set up.
Yeah, it looks like Lori's looking that up for you, because I do remember seeing, an announcement about the browser getting, a refresh that's closer to desktop. I don't remember the dates around it, but it looks like Lori, keep checking the chat. Looks like Lori's looking for that for you.
Yeah, if there's documentation, I hadn't seen anything on it, but great if you got some documentation. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah. So David claims if I was 11 years old again, I would have Teams posters all over the bedroom walls. I think you're probably right. Oh, that's funny. Yes, I am a proud Teams geek. I mean, I just, I've always, let me put it this way, I've always been a collaboration geek. So before it was Teams, I was a SharePoint geek for many years. I was consulting in SharePoint. So yeah, maybe it's the tool, or maybe it's just my love of collaboration. I like it when tools, let us really, work together in elegant ways. So yeah, you're right. I would have posters up, T-shirts, action figures, all that good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, we got a big crowd today. What else is going on in your team's worlds? I don't know if I ever polled this group to see if you are also SharePoint lovers or not, like myself, or if you say, hey, Ricardo, that's going too far. I'll love Teams, but not not SharePoint. I know people have mixed feelings about good old SharePoint, but yeah, so yeah, external shared channels coming, the new interface for the browser, and then the other thing that I'm trying to get a date on, and maybe someone in the room knows about. So Whiteboard has gotten some updates, at least commercial. I actually demoed that last night as well. One of the biggest ones being the ability to have an external person engage in your whiteboard, right? So as I showed last night, I had two tenants join, and I was able to actually, through my Surface Duo, was able to write some notes in a whiteboard in someone else's tenant. All worked pretty seamlessly and flawlessly. So that's a big deal. Today, you are probably experiencing that when you start a whiteboard in a meeting, and I should be specific, that is during a Teams meeting, this collaboration occurs. What you're experiencing today is start up a whiteboard. Your external participants see a message, something to the effect of external collaboration is not available yet, but coming soon. It's got a very positive message about, it's coming soon kind of thing. So your external guests in your Teams meetings today in the government cloud, I think, if I remember last time I joined a GCC call, I think the screen goes white with that message or something like that. We don't get to see the whiteboard, whereas the folks on that GCC side do get to see it and collaborate and whatnot. So it's coming a day when all of your meeting participants will be able to interact with that board. It's really nice. In fact, one of the guys I follow on LinkedIn, I think he may have joined this meeting in the past, but he did a session with 100 people in a whiteboard, and he said whiteboard handled it just fine. There was 100 colored, icons flying around the screen, real time, interaction. So that's pretty impressive. I would probably have an anxiety attack with that many folks on the screen. I think I told the story about being an Excel file, real-time collaboration. There was about 20 folks. I thought I was gonna lose it with all the squares moving around. So 100 people, that's crazy. I see Lori's put a link about the new web interface. Yeah. And modern view has made a big difference in your impression of Teams. Yeah. And I do see some SharePoint lovers in the chat there. It's definitely more than a document repository. You're right. Yep. Good stuff. See, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be another thumbs up poll here, real quick. Anybody with a whiteboard that likes Whiteboard and uses it today, give a thumbs up. In theory, I could fire up a quick polls here, but thumbs up is, I guess, good enough. It's not that many of us here. Tim wants to be dangerous and actually try Whiteboard right now, and that actually probably would work just fine. Let me see. Let's give it a quick try. I'll still look at chat for other questions, but let me see about firing this thing up. So all of you should be seeing the whiteboard fire up. And in theory, I see people jumping in now, and in theory, you guys can get in here and start having at it, and hopefully this comes through on the recording. That would be cool. But yeah, if you see that you're able to interact here, yep, I see a little bit of interaction. Go ahead and just have at it in there. Give it a try while you're doing that. Oh, cool. I see things happening. While you're doing that, I see a question about Stacy's deck for the roadmap. And I know she is working on getting that updated. I think there may be some delays there. And Sean, I see your post about something went wrong. I know I had that happen and I just tried it again and it works. I don't know if you've already hit that try again button. And Kimberly doesn't look like she can see it, but I see about 15 people in the whiteboard and stuff going on all over. I really hope this comes through in a recording, but I'm not sure if it will. But yeah, it looks like it's working. So you're obviously out, or mostly external to Microsoft tenant. I know there's a couple of Microsoft folks in here, but it looks to be working. That's pretty cool. Awesome. And then, by the way, with Whiteboard, the other thing I like, I guess I'm a big fan of a lot of things in the Microsoft stack. And the other one I'm a fan of is Surface devices and the Surface Pen. So with Whiteboard, I also like the fidelity of the writing experience for those of us that do. And I see a hello where your writing is neat enough that either you're really good with mouse writing or you might be using a pen. So there might be one pen user out there, but yeah, I really like the pen experience. The Whiteboard keeps up and has very nice fidelity. So even as I was doing it on my Surface Duo, very nice. I didn't have to worry about the jagged lines and those digital looking lines. It was very fluid lines and all that good stuff. So I'm a big fan of handwriting. I see a question about what's the benefit of Whiteboard versus notes. And when you say notes, I don't know if you mean OneNote or, it kind of could be probably 3 or 4 different things that could constitute notes. But I would say in general, especially in a Teams meeting, the Whiteboard is that spot where you get a blank canvas that everyone can interact with in real time, like we're doing right now. I could pull up, say, OneNote, which is also a blank canvas and also allows for collaboration. But at least today, we would be opening our version of OneNote and putting our interactions there, and it would be near real time, in that we'd be dealing with the syncing of our changes going to that canvas versus this is, immediate interactions here. Plus a few more elegant tools in Whiteboard versus something like OneNote. And especially if one of the users was like on a Surface Hub or something, then they're going to get a great experience here too as well, because it's kind of built to work very well with the Surface Hub experience. So yeah, OneNote's a long time. I love OneNote too, and use that for a long time. But it certainly, I think this has got more of a modern feel. A lot of like for instance, the reactions that people are putting in here, things like that. That's not a part of OneNote. So it's Whiteboard's kind of meant, it knows that it's meant to be done during a meeting or on a Surface Hub or something like that. So yeah, the ruler feature, as Tim mentioned, is here and also in OneNote. So that's pretty cool. I think people are out there using it as we speak. Yeah. But yeah, to your point, Kirksey, that is a question, kind of what is the tool for what we're doing right now? Is it a Whiteboard? Is it OneNote? Is it just, shouldn't I just open up a Word doc? Should I be using the meeting notes tab in my Teams or the notes tab in a meeting? There's lots of different ways to do notes per se. But then I think there's also just the person that wants either the traditional Whiteboard experience that they would have gotten their physical rooms, and that kind of blank canvas, unstructured, what I kind of call unstructured notes. So I think the Whiteboards are effective for that. We got a Whiteboard newbie out there, so this is their first experience with Whiteboard. I'm glad we were able to help you there. Yeah, I think I have a whole series in some blog or something somewhere about the benefits of the digital Whiteboard over the physical one. One of that being, as you guys are hopefully seeing here, in a Whiteboard, right? If I write and I run out of space or something, or I want to move something around, I can't move my handwriting around like I'm doing right now, or make it bigger or smaller, or have limitless amounts of marker colors, or even decide that this color should be a different one, a different color, things like that. So the benefits of digital ink, and all of that kind of goes beyond what the physical whiteboard could do. I think I saw someone putting a big screenshot in too, which is another great benefit, right? How do you throw something on a physical whiteboard, like a screenshot from some whatever topic you guys are talking about in a meeting? So it's good stuff. I used so says I used Whiteboard to run a 4-hour virtual offsite, and the templates were very helpful. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are having a good time in, in this whiteboard. Yeah, that's great. And at least on my end, there is no performance hit. It's about 16 of you in there having a good time, and meetings still running and everything. So that's great. One thing that's interesting though about real-time collab is, as some of you may have noticed, I can move and edit your work as well. And so that may be something you got to get some agreement on with your team, that either don't touch the stuff I put in, or be okay with your stuff being touched. Maybe somebody decides the thing you just wrote needs to be over to the left. Don't get upset if someone decides to move your stuff around. That is it's part of the game. So, but that could be I could see someone being challenged there. So yeah. And then the last thing I'll say about this too, as I just zoomed out, and I really hope the recording's grabbing this, but this idea of an endless canvas, whether it's Whiteboard or OneNote, is also a big deal. When I do my handwritten notes in OneNote, I love being able to continue to go left, or I guess right, forever, or down forever, or diagonal. I don't have to worry about, are these notes going to fit on one page? And do I have to do something to, kind of make a page-to-page transition? So you guys are like continuing to add to this big canvas here, and it could just go forever. Now, it's not going to be great if somebody tries to print this out or something, but who prints anymore? I'm just kidding. I know plenty of people print. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. I'll go ahead and shut this down. I'll share my demo tenant again. There we go. So what else is going on? That's good stuff. While I've got you, actually, let me switch to my commercial tenant just for a sec. And just very briefly show you what I demoed last night, which is this concept of 3 people in the org, all sharing a channel, but sharing it in their own respective teams. The thought here is that we're Teams users. We're in a bunch of teams, but there's probably 1 or 2 teams that you're in that you spend most of your time in, because that's your immediate project members. Maybe it's your actual, maybe your manager's reports are all on a particular team, and you might be thinking, wouldn't it be nice if, instead of every time someone wants to collaborate with me firing up a new team, wouldn't it be nice if that channel was in the team that I'm in all the time anyway? Which is a very real need, at least for me and the teams I'm in. And that's what this is really trying to show. Ricardo here creates a channel to collaborate with him, Rick, Deborah, and the admin. For Ricardo, it's in the Delete Me One team that Ricardo works in all the time. For Deborah, it's in her Deborah's team that she stays in all the time. And for the admin, it's in his team. He's in a team with a bunch of admins, and so it's in his team. Everybody gets to put it where it makes the best sense for them, but we're all still able to collaborate very seamlessly. And of course, if these were external folks, it'd be even more magical, right? Somehow I'm able to take an external collaboration and put it in a team that I already own. So that to me is one of the cool internal scenarios for the shared channels. So you ask, how do you choose what team it shows up in? It's when I, as the person who's sharing this, I share it to Deborah. I'm sharing it to Deborah by way of, let's go here, and sharing the channel. What was that? Sharing the channel with a team, right? And I'm putting the team owner, like Deborah. Or let's do the admin. It sends an invite, and now the admin is going to get notice about that share, and is going to get to decide. So there's that invite. I'm the admin. I'm accepting the invite, but then step 2 is now, which of the teams that I own do I want this channel to be in? And I get to choose, and then I would do that. And then the last step is then Ricardo, the original sharer, gets to approve the channel, the team that you chose. And you might think that's kind of weird, but it's the fact that I could see, for instance, okay, the administrator chose to share my channel in a team with 6,000 people in it. I don't know if I'm comfortable about that. I might want to resend my invitation. I had no intention of this being available to 6,000 people, but if the admin shares it with a team with 10 people in it, okay, I'm okay with that. So I kind of like that interaction, and that's how this would have proceeded. Share it to a person, they put it in a team, and that kicks back to me to approve that. Once I approve that, then everybody's golden from that point. And you asked, does this then create that as a private channel? No, it's a special shared channel. There's some documentation on the particular nuances of that, but it is different than a private channel. So you have 3 choices now once this launches. See here, add a channel, and you have standard. Actually, sorry, I got to be in one that I own. Add a channel, and you've got standard, private, and shared. So it's different from the private channel. Yeah. So it's good stuff. If you guys let me, I'm gonna, in future talks, I'll probably keep bringing it up, because I just like the concept. I don't know. You have to be part of why you get excited about it is you're a person that has been switching tenants in the past, and you're welcoming the idea of collaborating without switching tenants. That's a big deal for many folks. So awesome. Yeah. Yes, and as you're saying in the chat, sharing it with specific people, all that good stuff. Yes, there's a lot of flexibility. I'm just very impressed with that feature. If it's not obvious from me continuing to talk about it. Good stuff. All right. We're coming up on a minute here remaining. Any last minute questions, thoughts? It's good stuff. Hoping this is helpful. Geeking out with me on a Friday, talking about teams. All right. As always, these are all on the YouTube channel, all listed. And also check the aka.ms/Qt for Teams. What I've also started to do is categorize these by topic. So if you only come here for like whiteboard related stuff, I'm trying to basically tag which videos have whiteboard stuff, like I'll tag this one today. So there is a list of topics on teamworkcowbell.com at that AKA link. So check that out if you're a topic type person. All right. Otherwise, we'll see you next week, and have a good rest of the day and a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the blog for more content.